I told you bad things have been going on. Following the early and concerning early retirement of the U.S. Southcom commander, the U.S. has some more problems on its hands, and it was entirely predictable. After having killed 26 individuals in the Caribbean in several strikes, the U.S. is being accused of killing civilians in one of those strikes. And what you're seeing behind me is a news article from an outlet in Colombia that's detailing how some Colombian fishermen were killed in one of the strikes after being basically alleged by the United States as being drug traffickers, and it appears that that is not the case. This is a tweet from the president of Colombia, Gustavo Petro, and he is calling it murder and saying that they violated the sovereignty because the strike took place in Colombian territorial waters. And Trump, of course, fires back. He says that Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, is an illegal drug leader, basically aligning him next to Maduro in Venezuela and equating him to being also, a drug leader. He also announced that all funds that have gone to support Colombia and their anti-drug efforts have been halted because he doesn't believe that they're actually going to anti-drug efforts. Here, Petro fires back as well, saying that Trump is being deceived by his advisors and saying that he himself is a big reason why Colombia has gotten away from drugs. And I'll remind you that this is all taking place less than a week after the U.S. Southcom commander had an early retirement. Usually that position is there for 3 years. This guy retired after only 1 year. And I say retired past tense. He's going to finish out this year, but that'll only conclude 1 year in service. And there have been a lot of concerns about why exactly he's doing that, and this is more than likely why. In fact, there have been some reports from New York Times and other outlets that he had disagreements with the pace of these operations, and that he was concerned about the legality of these operations, while the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, wanted him to pick up the pace and increase the scale and scope of these attacks. Of course, we're also talking about all of this while the U.S. is continuing to posture for a war with Venezuela, and more reports that basically Maduro and his surrounding advisors have offered the U.S. basically full control of Venezuela without toppling Maduro, and the U.S. denied that. Needless to say, this whole thing is very messy, it's very problematic, and it's having the risk of further alienating Latin American partners that we've had a really hard time bringing back into the fold. And Petro, the president of Colombia, even went out as far to say that this is not about drugs at all, this is about oil, which it's hard to deny that right now. After all, Venezuela has one of the world's largest remaining untapped oil reserves, and that's pretty juicy.